What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ray and welcome back to another episode of Bleach Brave Souls. And in today's video we are going to be comparing the Bluestacks versus Steam version of Bleach Brave Souls. As you guys know, the Steam version just released about 12 or not even 12, about 8 to 9 hours ago. So 3 a.m. is the release for me. It just came out, boys, and I have it up and ready. It is very nice, very smooth. The only misconception is that BBS is finally on PC, where that is a lie. It has been on PC for the last 4 or 5 years. I've been playing it on the PC for a long time, aka Bluestacks, or aka Nexus, or aka there's a lot of emulators, boys. There's a Memu emulator. There's a lot of emulators on PC. So playing Bleach Brave Souls on PC, I keep saying Path of Exile in my head. Playing Bleach Brave Souls on PC has been available for a long time, but people have just been turning a blind eye to it. Controller is new though. Steam has that exclusive controller play, which is fairly new. I'm sure you could have coded it if you wanted to, but it was a lot more work to do that, where now it's a lot more simple. So let's take a look at the Steam version. We're going to just look through some features, and then after we're going to go to the second part, which I have timestamps down below here. So we're going to go to the second part, which is going to be a comparison of Bluestacks versus Steam full real-time in a mission, so we could see how faster it is, how smooth it is. And I'm going to run Bluestacks at max capacity, so we'll see like the full comparison. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just jump into full screen mode of Steam.
I'm high as I've ever been, higher than heaven sits. Roll up my weed and think about my exes and jealousness. How to stay current.
So my boys, here it is, Steam Bleach Brave Souls. As you guys can tell, I don't know how it looks like on YouTube now, because as you know, YouTube really fucks with the quality of your content, but for me this looks amazing on my PC. Maybe because it's my monitor. This is currently, we're running at exactly 60 frames per second, and it is looking very crisp, very juicy for me. So let's exit this. As you guys can see, I just have my 10-10-10s just to, you know, flex a bit, even though, you know, my account sucks. So this is Bleach Brave Souls on Steam, guys. It is exactly what you expected. It's the same game, but it just feels so smooth. My Bluestacks feels very similar to this, not gonna lie to you, but there's a lot of features that I noticed on the Steam version that were a little better than Bluestacks when it came to just running the game and just little functions of the game. So let's dive into some, I don't know, let's just look around for a bit. So as you guys can see, everything looks good, runs very smoothly. The animations are all on point, are there. Everything looks very HD. I think that's really the main thing, was that HD came out, like it's 1080p. It could be run right now. I'm running it, I'm pretty sure at 720, because it's not my full screen. Actually no, this is 1080. We're running it at 1920 by 1080. This monitor I have is 2540 by something. This is like a nice monitor, but sorry, I don't know why I'm flexing. I'm not rice gum. Anyways, it looks good, boys. It looks really good. It performs really well, and it was very easy to link. A lot of you people are having trouble with the data linking, but I did it from the title screen. So if you just return to title screen, boys, and you press data link, it is super easy to link your KLab ID. You just press it, you press KLab ID, it'll open up, you type in your password, you click link with the app, and done, boys. It links. I don't know why people are having such trouble with it. It linked first try with me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something when you downloaded it was different than mine, but for me it worked amazing. So I want to dive into like a comparison on some gameplay and some summonings and everything, because it is very fast and very smooth. And if you guys want to see how it works with controller, the boys have done that, but if you want to see what I think about it, I will have a video about controller soon when I set it up. So let's hop into some summons, and I'm going to record both these parts separate, and then I'm going to commentate over it so that we can see real time what's faster, Bluestacks or Steam. And of course Bluestacks, I'm going to show you my settings when we get to it as well. So let's go into a split screen. All right, boys, so when it comes to settings, or when it comes to summoning, I should say, they were practically identical. No big difference when it came to summoning. The only difference maybe would be the load time between pressing the summon button and the confirm button and the actual summon animation. That was the biggest difference, was just the slight second or two difference in load time. But if you're summoning, you don't really care to spend your orbs too fast. So both had amazing smooth animations. Steam is definitely going to be more reliable for you, as it is just one setting. But Bluestacks, you can mess with the settings and get it actually even higher quality than what you see now. We'll get into that further on in the video regarding settings, so make sure you stay tuned to the end, because you're going to be surprised by what you think the outcome is going to be. So we'll just summon one more multi, and then you guys will see a 4-star, and then we're going to hop into some PvP gameplay, boys. Alright boys, next we're taking a look at PvP. So as you can see right off the bat, the loading time on Steam versus the loading time on Bluestacks is no comparison. Steam loads in a lot faster than Bluestacks and only has to load in one setting, whereas Bluestacks, as you see, had to refresh about 3 or 4 times and load a bunch of stuff. So Steam definitely takes the cake when it comes to PvP and load time, as expected from Steam. But as you can see, gameplay wise, it's pretty much identical when it comes to smoothness. So smoothness on both are, I would say, top tier, and I would say Steam is load time is definitely a bit faster than Bluestacks. So next we have co-op. So co-op is probably a big deal to some people, so co-op is going to be one of the important threads. I'm kind of watching it together as we're filming this, but the truth is I already know Steam was a little less laggy when it came to co-op, and by laggy I mean you'll see exactly when the gameplay starts, but it was a little less of stuttering as opposed to Bluestacks, which definitely stuttered a little bit more during my strong attacks, during the very animated strong attacks. Load time, it was the same. To be honest, it all depends on the connection of you and the other players, so load time was the same. But as you guys can see, it just looks a lot smoother on Steam. Not a lot smoother, actually. That's a boost, boys. That's a boost. They both are very smooth and they both work very well. Personally, I preferred it on Steam. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. On Steam, it was a little nicer than it was for me on Bluestacks, but it was a very small difference when it came to gameplay. Either way, you won't be experiencing much lag, but if I had to give a winner to this round, I would have to give it to Steam, because Steam had practically no stutter at all during any of my strong attacks or any of my ultimates. But besides that, it was very, very close. So I'll let the gameplay finish out so you guys can see the specials, and we'll move on to PvE. So next we have PvE, and from my experiences of playing both on PvE and from the gameplay you are watching right now, I have to say that there is a clear winner, but by the slightest, and that is Steam. Steam definitely wins on this one, but it is like 99 to 100. It's very similar to my co-op experience that you guys saw, with just a little bit of stutter from Bluestacks' end when it comes to strong attacks. that's really the big difference, was strong attacks. Besides that, they both cleared perfectly. They both were very smooth. Just a little bit of frame loss from Bluestacks, but realistically that's about it. Nothing big, but I guess I have to give it to Steam. So next I'm gonna go show you guys how much CPU they both take while they're running on your computers, because that is a big deal, because you don't just want to have this the only thing running. You want to sometimes be able to do multitask while you're autoing and be able to go on YouTube or be able to watch a live stream or so on and so forth. You want to be able to have some extra CPU. You don't want to take 100% of your CPU to run Bleach Brave Souls. So I'm going to show you guys a comparison with both of them, and I'll show you guys the major difference between CPU. Okay, so we're going to do this one at a time, and we're going to start off with Bluestacks. So Bluestacks was definitely more CPU usage throughout my trials than Steam was. Bluestacks was going about from lowest at 22% of my CPU usage to when it had high volume all the way up to about 35. So Bluestacks definitely is a heavier load on your computer. I am running it at 320. I forgot the word for it, but I'm running at a very high setting. I can actually go even higher quality on this, but I'm trying to compare it to what Steam offers. So I don't know if Steam offers the same type of DPI that I'm using on mine, but I'm using the maxed out version, so that might be why it's taking a little more. The thing with Bluestacks is very versatile, but we're going to jump into that in our final segment. But for now, as you guys can see, it's going up and down, and it's taking a good amount of my PC. I mean, I am running OBS at the same time to record this, so of course you gotta understand that that's taking a good amount. So together it's definitely draining more of my CPU. But Bluestacks on its own is about 35 peak and about 22 on the lowest. And let's jump into Steam, where Steam was a lot less. It was roughly 18 to about peak at 24-25% of my CPU, so about a quarter max and about 18% minimum, which is honestly not bad. No, sorry, not 18%. It was about like 8 to 10% minimum, depending on what I was doing. If I was just sitting in the lobby or if I was loading into a match, it was a lot lower than Bluestacks was. So Steam definitely has a lot less CPU usage than Bluestacks. And before you jump to your final conclusion saying Steam is clearly the winner, let me give you guys my final take on everything. Alright, so final verdict. I know you guys are probably thinking Steam won by a long shot. Ray said Steam was faster. Ray says Steam was better. Even if it was by a bit, Steam wins. Yes, when it comes to smoothness of gameplay regarding PvE, PvP, and co-op, I would say that I would say that Steam is definitely a lot smoother. Or, not a lot, but I would say is smoother and takes up less CPU on your computer. So for all you players who have medium to low end computers, Steam is going to be your best bet. But at the end of the day, I choose Bluestacks. And yes, apparently I found this out yesterday. Bluestacks sends some of your info to I don't know, to China. I don't know. Is this TikTok? I have no clue if that's confirmed. You could research that yourself and use at your own discretion. But I've been using this program for 4 years now, so nothing's happened to me. I don't know. You do you, boo. But the reason why I say Bluestacks wins is because of all of the features that Bluestacks offer you that Steam does not offer you. So Steam, yes, is smoother, but a lot of things I didn't like. First off, the second I booted up the game was so loud. The settings auto reset, and there is no way to lower the volume besides going into your game menus, clicking options, and then muting it all the way to 0. There is no other way. On Bluestacks, no matter what my volume is, I could press this side tab here. I can adjust the volume at any time. I can mute it and I can unmute it. Other things I can do in Bluestacks, I can also add an overlay so I can see my buttons. If I wanted to program it to do WASD space to attack and move, I could program it myself and see it, whereas you have to look at the menu when it comes to Steam. Let's keep going. There's editors, there's toggle game controls. My favorite thing about it, there's a macro recorder. Whether macros are terms of service or not, KLab has to worry about their hackers before they're going to worry about macros, because macros aren't harming anybody and hackers are. So what macros are is, I made a video on it. I could auto do events, I can auto fuse accessories, I can auto press PvP if I want, if I'm AFK for a bit. You can't do something like co-op because that just, you got to do that. Don't do co-op if you're not going to be there. That's all I'm going to say. But if there's like a point event that you want to farm 100 times, you could do it without even being there, which is pretty awesome. Most games have an auto button that allows you to leave and come back and have like 50 runs done. 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, Bleach Brave Souls doesn't have that, so this adds that for you. And the macro is like literally the #1 reason why I would use Bluestacks over Steam any day when it comes to farming or anything like that. When it comes to co-op, honestly, I wouldn't use either. When it comes to co-op, I would use my tablet or your phone, because the phone is the smoothest way to play with your fingers. I personally prefer fingers. I'm sure a controller works not too bad, but for me, the fingers are #1, so I will always use my tablet when it comes to gameplay wise. Why else do I like Steam? Why else do I like Bluestacks? Well, the simplicity of being able to exit my game. If I want to reset GQ, or if I want to reset my Senkaimon quest, all I have to do is press the X button up here and it exits the game and I can reopen it. Whereas Steam, there's no way to exit it besides exiting the whole app. So you'd have to exit the whole Steam app, and if it's your full screen, it's not the easiest thing to go up and exit or Control Alt Delete and then exit or close window or minimize. It's way easier for me to just exit up here. Like I said, also can adjust volume anytime I want, which is so simple. I can full screen it, I can unfull screen it, which Steam is only like one setting. I couldn't make my window smaller to take up less space on my computer. I couldn't make the window bigger to take up less space. It was one setting. Also for Bluestacks, if you have a medium to high end PC or even a lower end, you do not need to run the highest settings like I do. You can run it at average settings and still have decent gameplay. I'm running mine at 320 DPI, which is the highest. I could even run it at higher quality than this, but for the sake of the demonstration and to compare, I ran it at the same quality that Steam runs it at, which I believe is 1920 by 1080. And then you can also depend if you want to use your graphics card. You can depend if you want to use your CPU more, your capabilities. You could see how much CPU core you want to put into it, how much memory you want to dedicate, the frame rates. Whereas on Steam, it's one setting. That's all, which is kind of good for all you people who don't understand this as well. That's perfect for you. Steam is a lot more simple and to the point. But I just prefer this, and I could mess with my settings to make it as big and small as I want it to be. And also, I want to say the #1 thing is also a screen recorder. It's in beta on this, but you can actually screen record from this program itself without even having to get OBS like I'm using right now to record overlay. You could get directly from the game itself, which Steam does not offer that either. I'm sure there's some way you could do it, but I think you need an external program to record that, where this is built in. And this, the simplicity of it, I love it, boys. And last but not least, my final point on why I like Bluestacks is if you have more than one account, Ray, and you want to farm both accounts at one time, Ray, Bluestacks allows you to have more than one Bluestacks open. So if you press on this button, there's something called multi-instance manager, and you're able to duplicate Bluestacks and have multiple. So this is my normal account. If I press BBS secret account, yes, you got to understand that this does take a decent toll on your computer, right? Because you're running two Bleach Brave Souls at the same time, but it does work. You can run up to 4, I want to say, before your computer will fucking shit itself. But I have my regular, my JP account, I have my global, I had this stream account that I tested out, and then here I have my secret Bleach Brave Souls account that's not really a secret anymore. As you guys can see, I could launch it up. Also, you can minimize this sidebar here if you don't like that, you can minimize it. I load it up. Sometimes it does glitch, boys, you know it happens, then it fixes itself. I'm also recording while I'm having 2 games open, so you could tell that you're not usually going to have 2 open and record at the same time. And yeah, you can run both together. So personally, I want to say if you're a basic player with 1 account and a phone, then I would say you should go play on Steam, because Steam is very simple. You're not going to get confused. You have nothing to worry about. Everything is done for you. All you got to do is download it and link your account, and you have some smooth gameplay. And if you have, that's like medium to low end PCs. If you have a medium to high end PC, I personally would recommend Bluestacks over Steam. It's okay to have both. You can figure it out yourself, but for me personally, just the versatility that Bluestacks offers me when it comes to macros, when it comes to my volume, when it comes to putting keys, the keys that I want to use if I ever choose to play on PC, the ability to run 2 to 4 games at the same time. For me, Bluestacks is the clear winner, and it's been around for a lot longer. But like I said, you need a decent PC to run Bluestacks. Even though you can mess with the settings, if you want smooth BBS gameplay, you want to run mostly higher settings. So yeah, Steam, boys, awesome. So glad they added it, because no matter what, this is not a negative or hate towards Steam, because at the end of the day, it's going to bring more people towards Bleach Brave Souls, and at the end of the day, I love that. That's the main goal about this. But if you have a high-end PC or a medium to high-end, I would definitely recommend Bluestacks, especially if you want to farm 2 accounts at once, or if you want to farm and kind of walk away from your computer for a bit. It is superior. But when it comes to straight gameplay and you playing from home and you sitting and enjoying your game directly, I would recommend Steam, boys. So at the end of the day, I leave the decision up to you. What do you guys prefer? Let me know down below. Have you tried Bluestacks? Have you tried Steam? Do you like Steam? But to be honest, the conclusion is that the phone is the best way to play. Honestly, with your fingers, it's a mobile game. It's designed for the fluidity of your phone, to be able to swipe fast, to be able to do this and that. So I would say the phone is the best way to play. But if you want an alternative, lower end PCs, medium, Steam, just for gameplay, multiple accounts, auto farming, so on and so forth, Bluestacks. So thank you guys so much for watching. Smash thumbs up. I worked hard on this video. If you guys enjoy, sorry I kind of rambled on here, but I really need to get my point across. And to finish off, we're gonna do the free multi on my other account, because I don't know when I'm gonna do this. So let's do the free multi, boys. And yeah, it's been your boy Ray. Thank you so much for watching. And let's see, will we get a 5-star? Oh, and look at that, I can just put my volume settings right now. Oh, fake out. Ooh, that was so loud. I'm so... Okay. Sorry, that was probably so loud, boys. Okay, let's skip this. And that's pretty cool. We got Halloween Ichigo. Thank you, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.